On this week's episode of Instagram is working on a new favorite profile feature. Ray-Ban and Facebook make smart glasses. The app Houseparty is shutting down, and Twitter launches their new feature called Communities. Let's get into this week's episode. Hi, my name is Brian, and welcome to the Social Update, the weekly show where I give you all the updates in social media happening every week. Let's kick it off with Instagram. Now they're working on a new feature called Favorites. And basically you can favorite your favorite profiles or creators or businesses, and those profiles will rank higher in your feed, so you'll see them more often, right? And they won't know you favorited them or removed them. And basically it's there to kind of just help you see what you like more on Instagram. Now for me personally, this is a bit of a fail on Instagram side, because it's letting us know that, oh, we can't be bothered to work out what you like, or we don't know what you like. So instead of the job of the algorithm doing its job, you guys can do your job and you can see your favorite people that you want to see. Well, yeah and no. So on the one hand, it's a fail of the algorithm. On the other hand, it helps you see people that you like more consistently and more conveniently, because Instagram knows, hey, as soon as this person posts, that's on your favorites list. And I don't know if they'll have another feed or whatever, but if you're dissecting the feed between the favorites and your non-favorites, then likely for you, you might also just unfollow a bunch of people that you're not really interested in. I know we all have favorites and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. It seems like one of those features that doesn't really kind of make sense. I mean, the app, like, you're just giving the users too much control in terms of, oh, you can do this, you can have this, you can do this, you can do this. It works out with the likes because there's so many different people on the app. Some like likes, some don't like likes, and that's just completely fair enough. And in terms of like influencers and business, they might want to see or show their likes, so I get that. But in terms of favorites, it's not really a feature for me. It kind of doesn't really make sense, but nevertheless, they are working on it. They're testing it behind the scenes. So if you see it, let me know, and let me know what you think about the feature down in the comments. So do you remember Google Glass? Yeah, it flopped, didn't it? Do you also remember Snapchat spectacles, or Snap spectacles, right? Yeah, it really didn't do too well either, even though they're on their fourth one. So Facebook has its turn now, and it's linked up with Ray-Bans to make some smart glasses for $299 or £299, right? And they look pretty cool because obviously they're made by Ray-Ban. The technology in it is pretty cool. They got a 5 megapixel camera and some headphones and some surround sound and speakers, all above board. All looks pretty good. Looks like I think they come in about 5 designs, and looks really good because they've got specialists like Ray-Bans designing them, right? So there's that. But I think personally, the Snap goggles didn't work and the Google Glass didn't work, not because the Google Glass was pretty ugly, but because why do people buy glasses? They buy glasses for the function to see or to block out sun, or accessories, right, to look cool. So if you can make it both functional, and sometimes it's both, right, to look cool and to help their eyes, right? Now, I think this is where Facebook think they were going to win, because they said, oh, well, people want to have glasses with a camera in it but also look cool, so they went to Ray-Bans versus like coming up with their own designs like Snap spectacles did. And I don't think that's it. I just don't think people want to be walking around with a camera in their glasses. They want their glasses to be their glasses and their camera phone to be their camera phone. It's like kind of putting a camera on a watch. It's like nobody really wants to kind of like do this. It's like, it's one of those things that it hasn't been done before, and maybe there's going to be some other applications like AR in there, or even VR in there in the glasses eventually, probably way in the future, that can kind of show you stuff. Maybe if you're walking and you're taking directions and stuff like that, or shops, you know, if they've got a deal on in the shop, it might pop up when you walk past it, if you walk past a supermarket or something, or on a high street, who knows. But right now I don't think people want cameras, and it's a bit unnerving. Someone could just be walking and looking at you, but they're secretly recording you, right? Apparently the indicator light isn't that, that visible in it, but phones don't have an indicator light either, so you don't necessarily really know someone's videoing you, apart from if they're going to kind of hold it up like this, of course. But nevertheless, it's still something that they are pursuing, and I think more social networks might even pursue this. Maybe even Pinterest. That might be a good idea for Pinterest, actually. But who knows? I don't think it will ever kick off. I'm not betting my money on these smart glasses or anything like that, but I guess they just wanted to experiment and see what they could do, and maybe choke Snapchat a little bit more than they already have with their other features, and even stealing stories from there. But let me know what you think about the smart glasses. down in the comments and will even buy something like that, which I highly doubt. So Twitter launches their communities feature. They've been teasing this feature for a couple of months now. They announced it months ago in their press conference in terms of the other new features that they were going to release, and I like it. So right now, unfortunately, it's only invite only, both ways. So you have to go and apply on the Twitter website to go start a community, and then once you have your community, if they grant you a community, you will only be able to invite people in. People can't just click, hey, I'm going to join. No, they can only join if you are invited via a DM invite from one of the starters, or owners, or the moderators, or if you are just a part of that community. So for instance, I'm part of the Geek Out community on Twitter, and I get 5 invites just like anybody else that's also in the group, obviously to kind of, grow the group as fast as possible. Now, can other people see tweets in the group? Yes, I believe they can see tweets in the group. So the groups are public, but they cannot interact with the tweets that are specifically in the group. So far, some of the tweets I've put in the group, I've also doubled up and put them on my timeline as well for people that won't be in the group to interact with, that I think might find interesting. Now, obviously, this this community's groups feature clearly copies Reddit groups and Facebook groups, but I think it's really, really at home on Twitter, because on Twitter, we all know there's clusters of people that talk about the same and specific things, right? If it's politics, you've got the politics Twitter, or you've got the star sign Twitter, or you've got technology Twitter. You've got all these people that cluster together already, and to make it kind of easier for them to kind of communicate and connect and find new people to talk to and connect with others, it's easier to do that in a community or a group, right? So because there already are these communities. So I think it's a fantastic feature that's kind of well overdue on Twitter, and hopefully they will kind of roll it out to everybody a bit more, so you can kind of create your own community, and anybody can create a community, right? Anybody can be invited to them, anybody can be asked to join, and maybe some of them could even be private, so you can't necessarily see the tweets before you join, etc., right? So I really like this feature, and let me know what you think about the Twitter communities feature down in the comments. TikTok has taken over YouTube in terms of watch time. So this is only to do with Android phones in the US, but the average watch time that users are spending on the app is bigger than YouTube right now. And it's no surprise, even though TikTok's only got up to 3 minutes, but it's no surprise, because if you've been in TikTok, you know that you will probably get lost in that app. There's just an endless information and learning and laughing you can actually do in that app. Now, it's nothing too alarming, of course. YouTube is still YouTube, the king of video, where all the video goes on the app. People are increasing their average watch time, but they're not spending all their time. The spend time on YouTube is longer because we have longer form video on YouTube. But it's just an interesting little thing that I thought I'd put in, because it's very interesting, and you wonder why the likes of Snapchat, YouTube and Instagram are kind of breathing heavy when they hear TikTok and rushing to kind of copy the TikTok even culture and even format for their own apps, because TikTok is coming. It's already here, and it's putting them on the ropes. And this is just another indication that, hey, look, TikTok is great, but even other apps, might be able to make a bit more money on the other apps because they're a bit more established, but TikTok is already here. So you might want to look into making not even TikToks, but short form, vertical, entertaining videos, or highly informative videos, right? So look into that. Remember last year when we were all stuck inside and all we had was our phones and our apps, right? Remember Houseparty? And if you don't know what Houseparty is, it's like the party version of Zoom. So if somebody makes a room and people can enter it and party and connect with people that they know or that they don't know, and other people can see who's in the room, and you can enter the room and exit the room, and it's just one of those things where you can enter and exit rooms at will to kind of have a party or a joint Zoom call and just have fun. Basically, it's a very simple concept. It's been around since 2016 and was bought by Epic Games, who also own Fortnite in about 2019, but blew up really big. They had about 50 million downloads in 1 month in 2020, and I'm guessing that the hype has died down in the last year, which has died down for a lot of things, to be honest, that kind of blew up last year. The hype has died down quite a lot, and they are unfortunately shutting it down. They didn't really give any reason. They just said, hey, look, we don't have enough resources to spend on this. So I'm guessing there isn't enough users to justify the spend on the app. But since it's bought by Epic Games, which is a huge company with loads of money, they kind of integrating those features into something that they will be doing in the future. They mentioned the metaverse that is like Fortnite and games where you can kind of go in and be a character somewhere else. So it's not dead, it's just been reincarnated into something else. But yeah, I tried to use it once. Somebody was like, hey, you should try it out. I checked it out for like 5 minutes and I was like, this is just not for me. So I'm guessing the user base probably just died down, because I haven't heard nothing about that for a couple of months, like a year. So let me know if you use Houseparty. Are you sad? You're probably not, but let me know if you use Houseparty down in the comments. YouTube is lowering the threshold to get one of its best features, the community tab feature. So previously, to get this community tab feature where you can post polls, GIFs, images, and you can post other people's videos or your videos in a community tab, say, hey, check out this video, etc., and links in that community tab, and that it will appear in your feed and in other people's feed, subscriptions feed, and your main feed, and also on your page you will have a community tab. Previously, you had to have 1,000 subscribers to get that feature, but I think it's October 13th, they're releasing it to people who have over 500 subscribers. So that is really, 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 really good, because they said millions and millions of channels will now get that feature, and it does what it says on the tin. It allows you to grow your community and cultivate your community with other things other than your video. I regularly look at people's polls and images that they put in their community as it comes up in my feed and all the channels that I interact with, and it makes me remember those channels when they haven't kind of posted a video that day or in a couple days, because some people don't post every day, some people post once a week, twice a week, but in between those days it helps fill out and remember them in your feed. And I think it's a really, really good feature, and I'm very happy that it's actually coming to millions and millions of other users, and it's kind of easier to get, because I think YouTube is saying, hey, well, we have a flurry of users coming in, and yeah, maybe that 1,000 subscribers is a bit tough, so we'll lower it in order to kind of keep people on the platform and give them features, right? Kind of like what Instagram is trying to do with the links feature in stories. Previously, that was you needed 10,000 followers, and they've been seen to be testing it with people who have under 10,000 followers in order to see if they can give it to anybody else or everybody, right? So which is really good. So platforms obviously are doing everything they can to entice users to use their platform by giving features that they would not usually be allowed to have because of the level of the platform that they're like subscribers, how much people they had following them, right? And I think this is a really good feature in order to entice people, because I've got I don't have a lot of subscribers already, but if I do that, if I just got to 500, I could get that. About 1,000 is quite a lot further away. So I really, really like the fact that they have the creators in mind, and they say, look, if you are new to this platform, we know it's probably harder than ever, but here, we'll make it a bit easier for you. I really, really like that. So let me know what you think about YouTube lowering the threshold to get the community tab feature down in the comments. Now, that is the end of the show. You have officially been updated. I want to hear everything you liked or disliked about this week's updates. And don't forget to subscribe and like, please, if you haven't already. And definitely leave a comment. And I will see you next week.